Welcome to Faith Frequency Unplugged, and I'm your host. Let's get into it. God, thank you for what is already present. Today, I just want to say, God, thank you. Thank you for all that I have. Thank you for the things I prayed for that are now sitting quietly in my life as answered prayers. Thank you for the battles you protected me from without me even knowing. Thank you for the doors you closed that would have destroyed me. Thank you for the peace I now carry. Thank you for the strength I didn't know I had. Sometimes we become so focused on the next blessing that we forget to honor the blessings already surrounding us. The truth is, someone somewhere is praying for the life you currently have: food, peace, healing, a second chance, the opportunity you almost overlook because it has become so familiar. God has been good to us in ways we cannot even fully explain. Even waking up in the morning is a blessing. The ability to breathe, walk, think, speak, try again, hope again, dream again, that is grace. And sometimes gratitude is not about having a perfect life. It's about recognizing God's goodness, even in imperfect seasons. Because life was not all, life will not always look like the way you imagined. There will be painful chapters, lonely moments, disappointments, delays, heartbreaks, confusion. But even there, God, God remains faithful. Even in the middle of tears, God is still worthy of thanks. Sometimes we think gratitude only belongs in moments of abundance, but real spiritual maturity is thanking God while you're still becoming, thanking Him while you healing, thanking Him while rebuilding, thanking Him while waiting. Because gratitude shifts your spirit. A grateful heart sees differently. It stops measuring life only through material things and begins recognizing divine protection, growth, wisdom, and peace. God, thank you for the very lesson that changed me. Thank you for the very heartbreak that taught me discernment. Thank you for every delay that protected my future. Thank you for every difficult season that forced me to grow. Some things hurt us, but they also built us. And sometimes what felt like rejection was actually God's redirection. There were people we cried over losing, only to later realize they could not go where God was taking us. There were opportunities we begged God for, only to discover later they would have drained us spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. God sees what we cannot see. That is why gratitude requires trust. You may not understand every chapter of your life right now, but one day you will look back and realize God was guiding you the entire time. Even when you felt lost, even when you felt forgotten, even when you felt tired, God never left you. And today, I want to remind you, do not let comparison steal your gratitude. Comparison is dangerous because it blinds you to your own blessings. You cannot be blessed and still feel empty if you constantly measure your life against everyone else's. Social media will have people believing that you are behind in life, but everybody is carrying something you cannot see. Some people have money but no peace. Some people have the status but no joy. Some people are simply smiling publicly while suffering privately. So stop rushing your journey. Stop questioning your timing. Stop feeling ashamed because your life looks different. God is working on you personally. Your story does not need to look like anyone else's to be valuable. Sometimes the greatest blessing is not wealth, it is peace, protection, wisdom, emotional healing, or simply surviving what was meant to break you. And if you're still here today, after everything you have faced, that alone is a testimony. God has carried you through moments that should have destroyed you. You survived things people never knew you were struggling with. You smiled while hating. You kept going while exhausted. You trusted God while uncertain. And look at you now, still standing, still believing, still fighting, still growing. That is God's grace. And I think sometimes we underestimate how much God has already done for us because we become too focused on what has not yet happened. But gratitude opens the door for peace. When you start thanking God daily, your spirit changes. You stop living in constant lack. You stop obsessing over what is missing. You begin living from a place of abundance. Not because life is perfect, but because you realize God has never stopped providing. Maybe not always in the way you expected, but always in the way that you needed. God has provided strength, protection, wisdom, discernment, open doors, divine timing, mercy. And sometimes He protected you by making certain things fall apart. We often pray for blessings while resisting transformation. But God cares about who you are becoming. Some seasons are not punishment. Some seasons are preparations. And while you were crying over what left, God was making room for what belongs to you. So today, take a moment and reflect on how far God has brought you. There were days you thought you would never recover emotionally, never smile again, never feel peace again. But God slowly healed you. Maybe because you're still healing now. That is okay too. Healing is also a blessing. Growth is also a blessing. Starting over is also a blessing. You do not need to have everything figured out, but to thank God. You just need to recognize that despite everything, you're still here, still breathing, still hoping, still praying, still becoming. And that means God is not finished with your story. So today, instead of complaining about what is missing, thank God for what remains. Thank Him for the people who truly love you. Thank Him for the roof over your head. Thank Him for the wisdom you have gained. Thank Him for the strength you have developed. Thank Him for the prayer He answered quietly. Thank Him for protecting you from things you never saw coming. Because there's power in gratitude. A grateful spirit attracts peace. A grateful spirit attracts joy. A grateful spirit sees miracle differently. And maybe the miracle is not always something dramatic. Maybe the miracle is simply that you did not give up. Maybe the miracle is that your heart still believes after disappointment. Maybe the miracle is that you still have faith after hardship. Maybe the miracle is that God kept you alive through seasons that tried to break your spirit. So today we say, God, thank you for all that I have. Thank you for the seen blessing and unseen blessings. Thank you for the prayers unanswered and the prayers still unfolding. Thank you for every closed door that protected me. Thank you for every open door that aligned with my purpose. Thank you for carrying me through seasons I thought would destroy me. I may not have everything I want yet, but I have enough reason to be grateful. And as long as I have God, I know I will be okay. Amen.